In life, there's Among Us. I guess DJ Khaled wasn't really into the funny spaceman deception game, but half the world was back in 2020. But as much as I'd like to sit here and just talk to you guys about the funny spaceman game, that isn't actually why I brought you here today. This isn't why I've gathered you and put the bat light in the sky and told you to show up in my basement. First of all, welcome, hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the engine that Among Us was created on, Unity. See, I was about to say Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is its competitor that Epic Games made, which is what Fortnite was made on, but Unity is a different one. It's another engine that games are made on. You've probably seen it pop up a few times when you load up different random games. There's Among Us, there's Fall Guys, there's Genshin Impact. If you if you play Genshin Impact, it's on that as well. And it's an application used for you to create games, right? Simple as that. It sounds pretty simple. Well, recently they've come out with an update that is just another company trying to squeeze its users for money. It sucks to see. It feels kind of scummy, and I wanted to talk about it with you guys because at first I wasn't going to cover it. It seems really mundane. I saw the update, and it was like, Unity's introducing a new fee attached to the game. And I was like, okay, let me dig into this. What is it? Oh, so after $200,000 made or 200,000 downloads, there's a 20-cent per install fee. Wow, that's mundane. I feel that, why would we care about this? Why is this worthwhile news? But then I saw this. So do you guys remember a while ago when this YouTuber Danny came forward with the game Muck, as well as the game Crab Game? They're two really goofy games that he made YouTube videos about that were just very silly to play, right? No, none of that, none of that, none of that. 3, 2, no! I am gonna scream! Shit, you know what, fuck it. You expel the anger, and you feel better. Well, for those of you unaware, Danny made this game free. The game was worth $0. You did not need to spend anything to download both of them. Well, both games, Crab Game made 16 million downloads, and Muck, its little brother, made 12 million. And so he posted a thing, said, ah shit, I guess I owe Unity $5.6 million now. Oh my God, it was a free game. He made $0 off of it. But you may be thinking, Danny, this guy, this YouTuber, he's a small game dev. This guy owes them $5 million, $5.5 million actually, chatter. Come on, get it right. But let's get into the actual big numbers. The numbers, Mason. Fall Guys. Fall Guys. You know Fall Guys, right? Funny little bean person game that got popular right before Among Us and they got wiped off the map because the funnier bean person game took it. They've made about $185 million. You do the math. Do the math. Now, you know what? Don't do the math. Look at it. I did it already. $37 million owed. You know, a mega mansion in Los Angeles. Actually, probably not, to be honest. Still, that's an insane amount of schmeckles. But oh boy golly, the dough keeps piling up. We're gonna go with our opener for today. You know Among Us? The imposter game, the silly Among Us spaceman. I don't have any more good similes for it. Whatever. Among Us sold about 530 million copies, which is actually less than I would have anticipated. I would have expected more than that, but they sold that many, right? Let's do some numbers. Let's crunch the math, right? Let's ask Foxy. Foxy, how many? I'm not doing that bit. That's a stupid bit. It was $106 million. What the fuck? Why? That's so much money. What does Unity need it for? Actually, I know what it needs it for, and I'm going to be telling you in a moment. But first, we have our third game of tonight. The one I mentioned earlier, I think, if it made the cut, Genshin Impact. You know Genshin Impact? You a Genshin Impact player? I see you. I see you, Stacy. Come on. You don't have to. But anyway, Genshin Impact. You want to know how much money it's made? You want to know how much goddamn money Genshin Impact's made? $3.7 billion. They have made $3.7 billion in lifetime revenue, which, by the way, is insane. I mean, it is like a buying cards, like gambling game in itself, so it makes sense it's made that much money. But, of course, that equates to a staggering $720 million owed. Oh my God. And the thing is, this is just 3 examples. There are other, like, mobile, like, anime-themed games similar to Genshin that have made upwards of $6 billion with this app, with using Unity. So they owe Unity staggering amounts. Like, this is insane. This is almost like a crime, the amount of money they're taking from these companies. Now, there are loopholes you can do to allow not having to just spend the price of a small country's GDP. If you wanted to download better versions of Unity, there's Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise, which Unity Pro makes it so the threshold's $1 million or 1 million downloads, and then Unity Enterprise has the same threshold threshold, but the install fee is a lot smaller, with some of them going all the way down to 0.01 pennies per install. But that's like really, really low on the threshold. Like, you need to get really far to get there. But that is pretty beneficial, because games like Genshin that make $3.6 billion would end up only spending around 36 grand, which is only around like maybe 15,000 granola bars at your at your 7-Eleven. And that could be beneficial. But the thing is, as well, I just want to preface this really quickly, because I wanted the shock value of these games and how huge they are, and the sales for like how bad this could be. But this is actually only going into effect in 2024, so these games aren't going to be hit with massive checks in the mail. They aren't going to be laundered for everything they've owned so far. It's just something that's going to go into effect later. But the scary thing is, this is going to affect people who want to make small, quick little games, because I did a little bit of looking into it, a little bit of digging, right? So Unreal Engine, made by Epic Games, uses C++, and Unity uses C $. I don't speak computer, so if you're a PC bro, you can explain it to me in the comments. But from what I've heard, Unity has a much easier computer language to learn, and so it's a lot better for newer game devs who are making simpler games. And a lot of these newer game devs, a good way to grow a new game is to mess with free-to-play. And so doing stuff like this, if you have a successful game that's free-to-play, you're going to end up paying these huge amounts of money for something that you didn't really even, like, it's not needed. You don't need to squeeze that amount of money out of these smaller devs who couldn't pay it otherwise. They're just making things, and it's going to push people to want to go to Unreal and use Epic Games instead, which is crazy, because Unreal currently has only 13% of the market, while Unity has around half of it. But doing this is going to hurt your chances of getting these new devs to join your company, and it's going to push people over to the other ones. It's a bad idea overall. And a lot of this money, I've looked into it, is going into funding Unity, of course, but as well as developing a Unity AI. And I don't know exactly what that's going to be, but it sounds kind of goofy, focusing a lot of your money into AI while squeezing the devs that, you know, make you your money in the first place. But of course, that's really where this topic lies. I'm not exactly a PC bro. I've never made a game before, but I know some people who have. If you have more knowledge on this, and if this is actually a really mundane update, throw it at me, but I'm decently sure this is genuinely a harmful thing for the general audience of Unity and their users. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If I'm totally wrong, bully me. I'm always willing to learn this stuff, but from what I've heard, it seems really like a bad idea. But that's about it. That's about where this lies. Subscribe if you are new. Stick around for more. Like the video if you liked it. If you disliked it, you could dislike it if you'd like. It'll make me sad. I'll cry a little bit, but that's about it for now. I appreciate you guys spending time with me. I hope this update doesn't do anything too harmful. If it really is something, if the premium versions of Unity are cheaper and they end up being easier to use, and so that lesser fee is less intensive and less hard to acquire, that'd be nice. But that's about it for now. The song of the day, by the way, I wanted to find something computer sounding, so I chose Digital Silence. It's actually a pretty nice song, so you can check it out. The storm is currently ravaging around me right now. Thunder has struck like 8 times between me recording these takes. So if my power goes out before I end this video, that would suck. But for now, I'm going to be getting out of here. So thank you guys for being here, and as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night.